I have two inquiries that came back tonight. The first is with respect to a water line break that many citizens might be aware of that occurred at the corner of 3rd and Fairford East about a month ago. And we're told that that is a 12-inch steel line, a feeder line, which runs approximately 3 3/4 kilometers from the Lynbrook Golf Course Reservoir to South Hill. That is the main feeder line for what portion of South Hill would that be?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That is the main feeder line from the north, or sort of the high service reservoir, which is one located in the Lynbrook Golf Course, to the South Hill Reservoir. It basically feeds the south and southeastern portions of the city.
So it's a very instrumental part of our water delivery system?
That is correct.
Earlier tonight we found that water line breaks are approximately 11% over budget this year, and we still have a couple of months to go. And we also heard that that $185,000 shortfall which results from that will underfund this water capital budget for this year, and there are only two choices to make that up. You either increase the water rates, which are already increasing at 10% for several years, or you reduce the capital budget for water rehabilitation. This inquiry responds that this main 12-inch water feeder line for the City of Moose Jaw, an integral part of our water distribution system, has had 5 breaks in the last 12 months, but there's not 5 cents budgeted for its upgrade in the 5-year plan. And we already are going to be faced with a water capital budget that we either have to increase water rates further or reduce projects, and this very important project isn't even in the mix yet. So I would point out that the question would be, what happens to a community that takes its basic infrastructure, water and sewer, and relegates it to of less importance than rebuilding recreation facilities that have had millions poured into them in recent years, and curling facilities which no other city over 20,000 in this province has anything to do with? So we are neglecting the knitting when we pretend we do not have serious problems with the funding of our water infrastructure. And my second inquiry was with respect to the city debt limit. On January 1st of this year, the City of Moose Jaw had 0 debt and a debt limit of $5 million authorized by the Provincial Municipal Board. But we did not use any of that $5 million. We have now, in this year, got up to $37 million in debt with the plans we have, and that does not include the borrowing of the extra $19 million for the multiplex, assuming that the city's cost will only be $34 million. So yet again, for the 4th time or the 5th time in just 2 years, we're going to send a letter to the Saskatchewan Municipal Board saying, oh, can you increase our borrowing limit, because in the City of Moose Jaw we can't make priorities. Everything is on the table in Moose Jaw, and at $37 million, add $19 million to that, the City of Moose Jaw is looking to have $56 million of debt within 10 months. And that works out to about $1,800 for every man, woman, and child in Moose Jaw. Last week, the United States government, under great controversy, did a $700 billion bailout that supposedly saved the world economy from crashing. That was $2,000 per every man, woman, and child in the United States. And the City of Moose Jaw, we're on track to borrow $1,800 for upgrading recreation facilities, while basic water lines don't have a penny allocated to them. It's a really, really bad example of how you can't establish priorities and you think that there's an automated teller that you just go to when you raise 4 hands or 5 hands around this table.